And tonight I'm here with my wonderful brother, Jeffrey Nero Hardy.
Hi, world.
We're actually going to give you a walk around the Hardy compound. We're going to explain to you how it was in the past and how things are currently now in the present. BCR kind of stands for my house. It's where crazy stuff goes down, and if you've ever been here, you know that happens for sure. Before my house was here, this was actually a huge pond field, because this is actually what was here before my house was. And we actually came over here, and my father and I, along with Jeff, he took his machinery, pushed over the pine trees. We sawed them up, we sold the lumber, and we cleared off the lot and land that would eventually be my house.
Matt used to rake pine straw, and all this used to be pine trees. So this was money for us. After all that's cleared away, he's got this beautiful house here, and a big ass barn.
It's not a barn, it's a dome.
Get it right, Jeff, it's a dome.
I would rake these, and I would fill up. My dad had a truck that had a frame on it that was 6 feet high all the way around. Jeff actually worked for Johnny Al, but I had 3 separate jobs that I did. Hauled pine straw, where I would rake that up and sell it, which would take 7 or 8 hours during the day. I taught myself how to sew. The other job that I had was actually running a promotion, which was Omega. And
getting sponsors.
I'm a little bit of an entrepreneur, a little bit of a businessman. I've done a little bit of it all. So today, in this episode, we're going to take you around, and we're going to kind of give you some of our memories.
We're going to take a walk for you, the Hardy Show fans. You'll be with us on this walk and tell all these old stories about what we used to do when we were kids.
Something I always wanted to do ever since I've built my house here was actually build a building in the back where I could have get-togethers, where I could have a wrestling ring, because it's always been a dream of mine. I want to soon build a gym. I'd like to have a little weight room, and I'd like to also have a sauna in here as well. So come on in, guys. So we're here inside the BCR Dome. As you can see, here's the wrestling ring. It is the BCR wrestling ring.
Might need to try out that ring, man.
So we got all kinds of spots to hit, man. You know,
Okay, yeah. We got too many spots.
This is actually the road that we're walking on right now is actually called the Ball Field Road, because when we were young children, as you'll see when we get back here, there used to be a ball field back here where we would actually play baseball. We would practice, we'd have friends over, we'd have baseball games. To this day, I guess we call this thing the Ball Field Road, and it's still the connection between myself and Jeff's houses the back way.
So yeah, you're about to see it.
All right, here we go. So right here, this was the ball field. Actually, where we're standing was probably where home plate was. We actually had a backstop made of chicken wire and everything. We had a backstop that was probably like 7 or 8 feet tall, right?
At least.
We had regular size bases, and a regular size, we had an outfield. We didn't have a fence, but we actually had a place where, like a line, if you hit a ball so far, it was a home run. Yeah, this is probably, these trees have been growing for probably 15 to 20 years.
And that gives you an idea of how grown up it is.
These pine trees, which our dad actually planted.
I don't think he planted them.
He actually threw seeds out here.
Are you serious?
Why are they not growing in the road? Why are they not growing right over there? Look, why would they not be growing there? In many ways, these pine trees are like Jeff and I to him. They are his children, and they have grown over time. Next Tuesday is their birthday, so if you guys want to send out money donations, please send them to our P.O. Box. All these trees would love it.
For the environment.
For the environment, you know, just put it in the name of Matt Hardy. Thank you very much.
A green world. And they think I'm scared of a snake. The classic Quest Facade, yeah. I came up here and worked my ass off to put some in my yard. And I was digging and digging, taking side and side. Maybe flashbacks on me. Very cool.
Do you remember what happened in that Quest Facade episode where you guys blew up?
Yeah, I blew up. If there's no payoff, there's no inspiration. And I was
quitting the Hardy Show. It's over.
It's over. Super Donald Stover. That was the character.
By the way, this is the actual corner. Our land ends right over here. 20 feet behind me is the end of our land. Who owns beyond that is the boys' camp. They actually have 1,000 acres.
They're very religious, very Christian. But the plan is, their idea is to get these guys that are out of control in there, and then they straighten them out, living off the land, all that. And many of those guys have escaped and came knocking on our doors.
One has, right?
One has, and right away the cops are on their ass.
All right. Hey, yo, As you can see, we followed the ball field road all the way around and went from my property, Matt's property, to Jeff's property. And we're here by Lake Legend. Our dad, as a kid, always wanted to have a lake on his property. So after we were fortunate enough to make some money, myself and Jeff actually loaned him the money and went in with him. And he built this lake that's behind us, which is about 2.5 acres, I think.
And I actually got to see them come in, because this used to be nothing but trees and a swamp, and they came in, they just tore shit up. A huge dam here, which the road is the dam, and we put a drain in. It's beautiful, man. It's a pond, and we stocked it with over 200 fish, brim, catfish.
Quack, 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 quack.
Also, for all you long-term Hardy Show fans, this is where Johnny Voorhees, who was the worst serial killer in the history of serial killers, because he never actually killed someone, but he always had the intention to for several years. So the worst fight scene that I can remember in the history of the Hardy Show actually happened right here across the dam. It was myself,
Even with the sound effects.
and Jeff, and somebody Yuck, I think, and maybe Chemo. We were all kicking Johnny's ass, but Johnny was just such a terrible seller and actor. It was the worst
He's so
fight scene of all time.
Dude,
It was
he's
great.
so terrified of deep water, he can't swim, so we was like, man, can you go off the deck, man? You know, and it's deep, it's probably, 10, 12 feet.
Because the finish of the episode was we had to throw him back in the water. That's the only thing that would kill him.
Just like Voorhees when he drowned. And but he was so scared, he said, I can't do it, I gotta do it near the edge. And it was
So we had to throw him on the edge where he
So it
was
was a
only
big-
like a foot deep.
and he went back, and it was like a foot deep. But it worked out.
As you guys can imagine, our dad was tickled to have Lake Legend. But once Lake Legend was here, he actually, for some reason, brought this little camper here. Let me tell you the reason our dad actually put this camper on the land was because when he was in some of his wild and crazy moods, during the warm summer days, our dad would park this out here, and it was his getaway. It's where he would come and mess around with his little wild chicks.
He actually thought this would be possible for somebody to live in. When I saw it, I was like, are you kidding me? I'll take you on a tour. This is a Crips episode. So we're in the camper right now. Here's the kitchen. As you can see, it's fucking sanitary as hell. If one of your friends stays over, they can lay out here. I could have the sweetest dreams of my life right here. But you ain't seen nothing yet. This is the trip, the bathroom, and the shower. Check this out. How could you? Oh my God, wasp!
I told you, dude, they're fucking, oh my God, dude, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Sorry, the wasp burned me out. I was gonna show you the amazing master shower. The toilet's in there, but then the shower is right there, like spraying down the toilet. How are you supposed to clean yourself in that?
This actual trailer was the trailer that was destroyed in a Hardy mixture. Apparently, Osama bin Laden was in it, so we blew it up. This is where we filmed the actual very famous The Us Show episode, which was, I know, a lot of people's favorite. Matt, Jeff, and Shannon died, and it's when Marty and Johnny and Yuck took over the show. Ever since then, it's been a couple years ago, my grave, my tombstone is still standing. Shannon's is gone. Jeff's had fallen.
There's a sweet sign in this. See, it's almost faded off. Cause you can't kill me, man. And now we're right here at my extremely new home. I'm so satisfied with, and we're able to use the same well from our house that we lost when I lost everything. And as you can see, I've done some landscaping out here. It's looking good. I get to get the weeds under control, man. But like, you guys will see in the future on itchweed. I might call itchweed to come hook me up. I've never seen many white houses around here like with brick. It's different, and I'm a different guy. We're so satisfied. We couldn't be any happier. And as you know by now, the reason Beth and I, we've been together 11 years. We're having a little daughter, and just waiting for her to be born and arrive on planet Earth. Little Ruby, man, she'll be here, and man, I cannot wait. It's so exciting for me. You've seen the home is where the heart is, the remains of like what we lost. We lost so much. So my plan is though to get everything out of that storage trailer down there to where we can just maybe push it all back into that big hole back there, and ultimately up here either maybe the new volcano up here, just as in memory of the home, because originally it's gonna be the Jack, and we'll catch the Jack out there, but like, cause this is where Jack died, for some closure, That was a bad time in my life, but now it's a new time.
I was the first one to sing. I saw the most terrifying sight you could ever see with two eyes. It was, I mean, I didn't know if you were in there. It was horrifying.
Yeah. Care so much about you, each and every one of you guys that tune into the Hardy Show and to give back, you know, that we really do care. And that's why we're going to share this with you, our fans, because as we've said many times, without you, we wouldn't be who we are. So that's why we do this. All right, we're going to check out the dog lot. We're here. This is where the boxer I love. We're down to one dog now because they all old age and used to have 8 dogs in there or something. But that's the saddest thing about having pets. You get that connection, and then eventually, you know, one day they're going to die before you. So that's what's sad about that. Okay, guys, this is a ramp I actually built in order to change oil in my Corvette or any car we had at the time. You guys didn't think I was a mechanic, but I used to do that. So. Okay, we're not going to go too far, man, because it's really grown up back here, and this is where my favorite dog of all time, Liger, he died. And so, like, underneath it says, Liger, see you when I get there, because he was real special to me. So. We're here at my track now, Leaps of Faith. This actually used to be a tobacco field as well. After my dad got out of the farming business, and I kind of started living up here, this was where my track always was. And at first I dug it with shovels, man, hardcore. It's very easy to get hurt out here. But this is my track now, Leaps of Faith. It's a sweet track. It's not graded. I had all these ideas, you know what I mean? I have all these ideas. I get lost in them.
Which reminds people what this territory served as a backdrop for the Hardy Show at one point. But I know as long as Jeff has been here, the track has been here. Leaps of Faith, this is another piece of the Hardy compound. Let's keep tracking. Let's head up to where Itchweed's crib was actually shot. You know, come with us.
Speed up.
Right in here, Andrew, this was like one of our dad's barns. There was a loft in it, and we actually built like a real cool hideout in there. But
one of our extreme sports was we used to run off the roof, grab a bamboo and ride it down.
I'll do that one day. One day when we're home, we'll cut one of these big bamboos and we'll get on a hill and ride it down. Yeah, I'll do that.
We'll do it. Why not?
This is when we actually had a professional wrestling ring, and we set it up here in the woods. Very hidden, very kayfabe. This is also where Andrew took battle on one drunken night.
Before I went back to WWE for my biggest run ever, is where Matt and some guys helped me get back into shape.
Right here, this is the frame of the original skateboarding ramp that Jeff and I had. Well, it started off as a skateboarding ramp, and then we actually painted it into the TWF ramp, and we actually made our entrances on it.
What was so intriguing and different about this, like this ramp went like, it went out and it went like that. You're good with math, so yeah, you know that. So it was so easy to slip, because the rest of my socks as well. 75 degree.
Follow me, please. Walk this way. Sir, please walk this way. Right now, we are right in front of my dad's original birthplace. This is where my dad was born. This house dates back to early 1900s.
This one back in the day, like, you didn't go to the hospital. The doctors would come here, and the birth would happen in your home.
House calls. They didn't have such
house calls.
Yeah. This building is probably most famously known for Itchweed's crib, which we shot it in here. The other thing it's very famously known for is the Wildlife Zone. You always get what you deserve.
Best wildlife ever.
Where actually I walk into my $1 million house, and when I open the door and I go through, I'm inside this house. This is where our dad grew up, and without our dad, there obviously would not have been Jeff or Matt. So this is cool, man.
But the door opening on that finish, that big payoff, dude, amazing. This building was all locked up, but finally, I guess me and Matt figured out a way to get in. But upstairs was we used to be the adventurers. Man, this was the baddest hideout we ever had, man. We had a basketball goal in there. We all had there was like 4 or 5 bunk beds in there, all these cool paintings and pictures, man, that we would do and put in there, and it had candles lit in there. It was like, I mean, you could record some music in there. It'd been so sick. As the years went by, I mean, it became a hideout, so there you go.
Oh, wow. Now we come to the point actually where Boys Camp Road is, which when this road was named about 10 years ago, the Boys Camp Road, which the Boys Camp lives down the road, or it was going to be Hardy Road. The Boys Camp Road won. I thought it would have been really cool.
Probably because they have 1,000 acres, I guess.
Yeah, so what? They decided to rename all the roads here in Moore County, and actually the name of our road was either going to be Hardy Road or Boys Camp Road. So they ended up going with Boys Camp Road, but the alternative sign was Hardy Road, and they actually gave us the sign, which is pretty cool. And our dad got it, and instead of keeping it in the house, for some reason he wanted to put it out here out in the, outdoors and let it be weathered. But what do you do? It's crazy.
Hey, We never thought our dad would sell land to anybody.
A guy came along, Jimbo, and our dad cut off an acre of land right here, and Jimbo actually put this house here. We come to find out that Jimbo goes 11 months without making a payment on his place. It gets repossessed, and actually he ends up having to turn the place back over to whoever he borrowed the money from. They sold the place to someone else, so we have neighbors here. So it's actually like 1.4 acres of land that we lost. Thanks a lot, Jimbo. This was my dad and our grandparents' second house after they left the house we just showed you earlier, their very old house. And our aunt, her name is Josephine, stays here. She lives here, you know, but she's a nice soul, nice human being. My dad's just said, you know what, Josephine, stay here as long as you want, enjoy the place.
She calls on my dad for anything she needs, and my dad's there for her. Our aunt that died here, that lived in here before, her name was Joyce, and she used to walk the roads. We always thought she was a witch because she was all dressed in black, and which makes me, I wish I would have got to know her better.
She looked like a witch.
She did, right? I wish I'd have got to know her better before she left this world. But then now that I've grown up and I'm into all that, you know, witch and warlock stuff, you know, Harry Potter, I wish I'd have got to know her just to...
You're into Harry Potter?
No, yeah, I'm in Harry Potter.
Oh, I didn't know. I've never seen it.
Brooms that fly, are you kidding me? With that said, this is where she lives now and it still remains.
Cool, let's walk this way.
The legend is creeping up with his headlights shining on the superstars right here. When he first wanted to get donkeys and we built this fence, it was some hard work. You can see pole by pole by pole.
We built this son of a bitch by hand from scratch.
2-3 acres, and it was really hard, but like then we got donkeys, man, it was amazing.
Say hello.
Hey there.
If you look at this big field too, this also was about a 5-acre field that was full of tobacco too. Jeff and I would, you know, we'd work like dogs in this field, man.
I just want to say, like, for those of you who are watching this now and never got to experience being around land, we were extremely, I'm sure you agree, blessed and fortunate to grow up in a place like this, because I know land is a rare item these days. You know, it's very hard to come about.
Right on. Word is bond.
Real quick, from afar, that is the new big man, and I modeled him after myself. With a painted face and the lines I do across my lips these days. From afar away, that's the shot, modeled after me.
Right here, you'll see we do have one donkey that our dad has. If you can get a shot of him.
Look at it.
He's galloping a little bit. This area that you're looking at right here is where the watermelon duel was shot, and also donkey business was shot in this area.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a couple brief trips, Jeff went to Jacksonville, I went to San Jose, we're back, and we're finishing up showing you the grand tour of the Hardy compound. So come with us, let's go to the forefather of the Hardy compound, and that is the legend everyone knows and loves, Claude Gilbert Hardy. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at right now is something that has become legendary. And it is BCR, Boys Camp Road. And as a car rolls down BCR right now, I'll let you know this, when you're on BCR, when you're at BCR, you're about a mile away from anything you need.
As everyone knows, Cameron is famous for antiques. And this looks like an antique right here, my brothers and sisters, because this is my dad's drop-off box for FedEx, UPS. So whenever they deliver and he's not home, they open these sweet doors right here and just slip the package in, and it's ready. And as you see, it has a label, UPS. I like to call it UPS.
You told the boring part of the story.
Okay.
Let me tell you the good part of the story. Let me tell you why this box came to be. Look at this box right here. You see these doors? Look at these sweet doors. See what I mean? See, that door's so sweet it didn't even hardly open. Let me tell you why my dad put this box out here. Because the UPS guy originally came down to our house and he had a package for my dad. And he went to take it to the front door, and my dad's got these little bitch dogs, and the little bitch dog went up and said, and bit the guy's calf.
Ow!
And actually said, Mr. Hardy, I think I might have to talk to the animal people about this. You know,
talk to somebody about my leg.
I need to talk to somebody about my leg. Sometimes my leg be hurting, especially when that little vicious mutt be biting me. And my dad said, "You son of a bitch, my dog didn't bite you." He said, "You know what, don't you even come down to my house anymore, you motherfucker. My dog don't bite." He said, "That son of a bitch is nice as he can be. I'm gonna build you a box that says UPS, and you son of a bitch, don't even come back to the house. You just put the shit in the box from now on. You got it? Don't you say one bad word about my damn dog, son." And that's how that came to be.
Speaking of the devil, that's a funny story.
How much that son of a bitch said that dog bit him and didn't bite him, did it?
My dad's pretty much like an automobile guy, and he pretty much reached his limit with the cars he had here, to where he couldn't have no more on his policy or whatever. He's got the truck, the Cherokee. He's got another truck, a car, another car, another car. He likes to, you know, buy and sell, buy and sell.
He has a little bit of everything. You know what they say, one man's junk is another man's treasure. I think that's definitely the case in this scenario, because like he'll have a lot of little things that to some people would probably be junk, but some people would be a treasure. This is where the peddler lived, if I'm not mistaken. And actually it was a shop for DA, the district attorney, or dumbass. And he still actually works out there time to time. Right over there he has a bobcat. No, not a real bobcat, like an animal, the bobcat. He has a bobcat that you move dirt with.
I get to use it a lot too, you know, for my my jumping.
If you guys need to dry anything, it's right here. You know what I mean? And the secret thing is, it doesn't even need to be plugged in. It's amazing. Right here behind us is the true beginning of it all. We built our first arena in our dad's backyard. Had a friend over who was building the arena around the trampoline ring, and it was TC Flexer, Trace Cadell, and he actually cut our electric cable in half, so we didn't have power for a couple days, and our dad was pretty upset about that. And this is where we moved it to. This became a very, very famous spot. And this is where our dreams all began. And as you look around, you can see how much it's grown up. We actually have footage of this that we shot a few years ago.
This was one of our tanning spots too. Like back during a nice hot summer day, I'd come out here in my little thong and with some baby oil and lay out here, you know, kind of away from the house and everything, and get some sun. As you can see, it's grown up tremendously since those days. You know, we always had dogs when we were kids, but I was the first one. I went out and bought a guinea pig, and its name was Nutmeg. I forget the longevity, or I forget the length of his life, but like I buried him actually somewhere right in this region near the building, and I cried like a baby out here, boy, because I lost that thing. But I buried him right there. That's the story that's never been told. Nutmeg was my guinea pig's name, the first like pet I had on my own.
Got my luggage. They lost it on the way home from San Jose.
This is known as the pump house. It's always been. That's what Matt and I have known it as. But like when we were young and little, man, we discovered a treasure, man. We found some dirty magazines out here. I mean, there was a lot of them too.
I think the ones you know, the kids nowadays, they call the nudie mags.
The nudie mags, found them. You know, yeah. There might still be a few in here, man.
You shouldn't be looking at them books like that.
Dirty.
Oh shit! Where you buy them at? I want to give me some.
You can have them if you want them.
Yeah, we found those when we were little. We found some of those mags. You know what I mean?
And we come out here, you know, with a little fucking oil and shit. I mean, Jergens lotion. Lotion. Hope that ain't looking.
Oh, Daddy don't get home. Shannon.
Oh, shit, Matt. What are you doing? Nothing. I'm reading.
You're up in the hide, huh?
You got to get your swank on, man.
The building you'll see behind me, we actually always refer to it as the tractor shed. And this is where my dad would store his tractors and his bush hogs and tires and golf carts and odds and ends and whatnot. As you can see, has a bunch of odds and ends. You can get a little sweeping view of that. Right behind me here was our actual first playhouse that our dad built for us when we were very, very young. And myself and Jeff, we just come hang out in this house. It's kind of like it was our own little house.
And this is the first time actually when my dad started, Matt had a friend named John Ellis, and his brother David Ellis was a graffiti artist. And when Matt was hanging out with John, I would always go over there to pick him up, and he would always be painting the walls of some of the buildings out there. And I was like, wow, that's the coolest thing. So that inspired me to start trying to paint. Anyway, he said, you want to come paint the side of that wall for me? And I said, yeah. So you can see that's the freshest, and that is for those of you who don't know, the imagination symbol with the lowercase I.
Our land extends for maybe 1,000 feet that way and 1,000 feet back. It's a wooded area now. There were several little places back there that are growing up now where Jeff and I would have little hideouts, and we would build like little clubhouses, and whatnot, where our dad would always get real hot at us when we go out and we would nail stuff in the trees, especially pine trees, because it was bad for them. But we would always build messy little situations out there, and it's funny that our dad would get hot at us considering he keeps such a mess around here, you know what I'm saying?
This is a very older model. I've never used it much. I mean, I've operated a lot because you can, like Matt's old burn hole where the famous fire bumps took place was actually dug with this. For what it's worth, whatever Daddy paid for, I'm sure he's got his money out of it.
Alrighty. So this basically wraps up the episode known as the Hardy Compound. We've basically walked around, almost our entire 120 acres here. We've kind of showed you the lay of the land, giving you some of the stories, some of the history, and we're finishing off here in the spot where everything began. This is the house myself and Jeff we were born in. This is our dad's house still to this date. And if you look at it from the road, it actually looks like the house from The Strangers. We just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a tour of our 121 acres here, known as the Hardy Compound. It's our little slice of the planet Earth. So not only do Matt, Jeff, and the legend get to see it and love it, we want each and every one of you to get a tour and get to know what the Hardy Compound is all about. Hope you've enjoyed.